was really good.
Sorry, I was winging it.
No,
you tongue-tied.
See, this is why you're here. You do so much better than I at any of this stuff.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of bringing the homestead to the homeschool with Mr. Dirt, the homeschool dad, and Just So Trish, which is me. So today we are talking about how to even begin finding curriculum, especially as a new homeschooler. So that's our discussion, and I hope you're going to like this, and I hope you're going to join in for the whole conversation, and always be continuing to have the lookout for our weekly episodes on just everything and anything about homeschooling.
Nice. And fresh in the news from hslda.org, let's look at what the headlines are. Trish?
John, this is crazy. Wait till you see this. This is in Ohio, so when you remember our first video, you know, it's kind of like, oh, it's a moderate state. In some states, it's not so bad. But right now in the news on HSLDA, can you see that?
Oh, 23 years.
Homeschoolers face jail time up to 23 years. So this is actually two different families in Ohio that this is going on. One was a brand new homeschooler, and we'll have the link to this article in the description box so you can come back and read it. It was a brand new family. They filed their intent to homeschool at the end of last year, and they forgot to do it for the incoming year. So they missed the date on it. And the school district has come with them for,
I think it's like 6 months for every day per child.
the school is actually threatening truancy, and they're come across with criminal charges to contributing in the delinquence of a minor. It's a first-degree misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of $1,000 in fines and up to 6 months in jail. Each day that the child is truant can be considered a separate offense. So we're talking over the course of 2 weeks and two kids, I think we figured it out, was 10 days, 20 individual separate offenses, which is $20,000, and right there is 10 years.
Yes.
For 2 weeks. And the parent just didn't realize that you had to resubmit every year. Our state, you don't have to resubmit every year. You submit the one time, and then you just submit your teacher evaluations at the end of the year. The other family has been homeschooling in Ohio. They sent in their next year's form, but they hadn't finished up their teacher evaluations, and they're waiting for the last bit of that paperwork. There's no set deadline for that paperwork or for that teacher evaluation, and yet the county decided to go after them for missing paperwork, even though it's not a set deadline. One of the families is looking up to 23 years. I mean, that's 4 kids 2.5 weeks late.
I'm not sure what the right word to say. And let's just say a little steep, considering that the kids are only in school for 13 years.
Right. I mean, can you imagine? And so the HSLDA is working with the families. This is a district discretionary choice to go after them on criminal charges. This isn't even the state. So
really?
Here again, we go back to it's a state law, district enforcement.
So,
yes.
So it sounds like they are trying to make an example of them, is what it sounds like.
Right. So this is in my personal opinion. I could be entirely wrong. It feels not like, hey, I'm going to criminalize these parents for having paperwork 2 weeks late so that everybody else has their paperwork in on time. I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is we're going to criminalize these parents so that parents thinking about homeschooling and pulling their children out of the district, that available money that we would earn and make off of these children, we're going to try and prevent that. So we're going to make an example and show how scary homeschooling is. That's
just never a good situation. But.
And essentially every week we'll have something new to share but HSLDA is the place to go, and you'll see what's going on and why it's important to be a member.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay. Well, on to happier notes, we'll look at, I guess, episode 3. We'll get started on that. So, if you guys want to review, sorry, I will stop bumping my camera. Okay, we've got to figure out what to do legally to get our children out of a public school so far, and so as we are not...
And our requirements and our obligation according to our state law.
Because the state law is the one that you need to look for. Sometimes the counties like to overstep their bounds. Federally, there's nothing yet. Secondly, after you guys have made that commitment and kind of started jumping through those hoops, then you start figuring out where your kid places, because they don't always place right at second grade if they're in second grade. Sometimes they're excelling in certain places. Sometimes they're lagging in certain places. And also to not take it as a big, horrible thing if your child does not show up to a level, because they may just not have learned that yet. It's just how it is. It's in the curriculum. So anything I missed, Trish?
And don't forget, it's a personal learning experience. So it's about knowing what your child needs and knowing where to continue and step off from. So today we're going to cover the aspects of where to even begin to think of and what curriculum is out there and how to find it. So the cool part is there's kind of a secret weapon on doing that. And there is a website called Kathy Duffy Reviews. So let's take you over there. This by far is one of my favorite websites. Once I found it, I use it constantly. As a new homeschooler and as a veteran homeschooler, this is your top notch. Kathy Duffy has been reviewing curriculum and has been going through it. So if you are brand new to homeschooling, this could be a little bit overwhelming. And I just want to say the first thing you want to look into is the grade level packages over here under core curriculum on the left-hand side. So grade level packages, this is what is considered a box curriculum in the homeschool community. And she has gone through and listed out, preschool through 8th grade. Here's several different curriculums to choose from. Some of them she's granted as her top picks for homeschoolers. So she has about 102 top picks and she leaves links on reviews. We will just click on Sunlight. She gives a full review on her thoughts, how it works, what's the strengths of it, what are the weaknesses. She talks about options that they have, customizing full packages. She gives you a nice summary. And at the very bottom, she gives you kind of this key that says, what's the audience, how much instruction requirements are from the parent, because there are some curriculums that don't need you as a parent. And if you're in a situation that you are going to be in a highly demanding day-to-day, but you want your kids to be homeschooled, just because you don't personally have the time, you can source it out with a good curriculum, and she'll let you know what curriculums work for that. She tells you prep time, do you need the teacher's manual, the education philosophy, and then if there's a religious perspective. She typically gives you links to where to get the curriculum, and she'll give you an idea of the pricing. So this one is so variable, she didn't give you a pricing link. So this is kind of called a box curriculum.
So real quick, what does a variable price mean? You can buy part of because I see that's a big pile of stuff up there.
That is, they have it set up different ways that you can, like there might be a basic package, there might be that one right there, Sunlight was, I think they range from $250 for a grade kit on up to $700 or $800 for a kit.
Wow.
So it all depends on what you do. Here's a good one, Switched on Schoolhouse. I've done a review on my YouTube channel on using Switched on Schoolhouse or Monarch. And again, she goes through what the program is, the differences between these two offerings in a summary. And this one runs like if you did a complete grade set, like just 5th grade across the board, it runs about $440. But they do discounts, so you can even get discounts from time to time. And this one it's complete. This is like the other end of it, because this is an independent study. It's from grades 3 to 12, very minimal on the parent aspect. There's no prep time once you have the computer set up. There's no teacher manual. It's just like a computer-based textbook, and it does the grading for you. So these are really neat, and this is a good way to kind of get your feet wet. It's a little bit overwhelming at the massive amounts of information, but she does a nice job here. And then when you look into it, you can then go into like the specifics of, let me look up math, let me look up the grammar or the English from these particular programs to really get a feel of if it'll work. But this is my go-to place, and it's worth the time to just take a look. If you're brand new, look at the grade level packages. If you're just like, hey, I know I need to cover reading, writing, and arithmetic, come here to math, and you can take a look at all these different math programs that you might not have heard of, and then she'll give you a link on where to buy them at. There we go. This is like our shortest session ever. Right?
Okay, guys, so that's episode 3. Thank you for watching. Next time we will be on to where to buy curriculum. Thanks for watching another episode of Homestead to Homeschool, and don't forget we are here with another episode every Wednesday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check out Trish over at Just SEW Trish, Just So Trish. So, Trish, thanks again. And
Thank you.
Next week. Bye, guys. You find something amusing. So.
I do, because I'm totally interrupting your interest, so you can do it again.
Here you go.
Hey,
for it. Yes.
We got to title our weekly videos.
Yes, we do.
Let's go there first.
Okay.
Bring in the homeschool to the homestead with Mr. Dirt and Just So Trish.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
You didn't like that one?
No, that was a little long. Well, I mean, I liked it. It's okay. Homeschooling on the homestead?
Homeschooling on. That's more. How about homeschool to homestead?
Okay. Homestead to homeschool.
Homestead to homeschool. Then you can do ... Where to find curriculum.
Right.
So it can become the homestead to the homeschool with Mr. Dirt and Just So Tris.
Cute.
You know, that could be the verbal title.
Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can spit that out clearly.